America's seniors face change. What Congress is planning today, we're diving into one of the most important updates for older Americans. Congress is quietly moving forward with five major Social Security bills that could dramatically reshape how your benefits look in 2025 and 2026. These aren't small policy tweaks or minor administrative changes, these are big shifts, affecting everything from customer service to identity theft protections to COLA increases to survivors' benefits and even a temporary $200 monthly boost. For millions of seniors living on a fixed income, these bills could mean the difference between struggling to pay the bills and finally getting a bit of breathing room. Whether you're retired, disabled, receiving survivors' benefits, or depending on SSI or VA-related benefits, these proposals matter deeply. Before we break down each bill, it's important to remember the bigger picture. Senior Americans are facing increasingly high costs, aggressive scams, delays in Social Security service, and a COLA system that often fails to reflect the real expenses older adults face. Congress is now under pressure to act, and these five bills are the latest sign that lawmakers finally recognize how urgently seniors need support. In this video, we'll break everything into 8 clear sections. We'll explain what each bill does, who it helps, how it changes your benefits, and what you can do to support or oppose these proposals. This information is crucial, not just for you, but for every senior, widowed spouse, disabled American, and veteran relying on these monthly checks. So sit back, take a moment for yourself, and let's walk through the proposals one by one. By the time you finish this full breakdown, you'll know exactly what's coming, what's at stake, and how these bills could change the financial picture for millions of older Americans. Let's get started with the first bill, a proposal that aims to fix one of the biggest frustrations seniors face today: endless delays and long wait times at the Social Security office. H.R. 5781, Fixing SSA Staffing and Reducing Wait Times. H.R. 5781 is the first major proposal Congress is advancing, and for many seniors, it's one of the most practical and immediately helpful bills on the list. This bill focuses on improving staffing levels at Social Security offices nationwide. That may sound simple, but the impact would be huge. Right now, millions of seniors experience long lines, long phone wait times, and significant delays in disability decisions or benefit adjustments. Some people wait hours just to speak to a representative. Others spend weeks or even months waiting for critical paperwork to be processed. And for older Americans, those delays aren't just an inconvenience, they can create real financial hardship. H.R. 5781 aims to fix that by ensuring Social Security offices are fully staffed during business hours. This means more representatives at the front desk, more agents on the phone, and more staff processing disability claims and appeals behind the scenes. If passed, this bill would give seniors faster in-person service, shorter phone wait times, more predictable appointment scheduling, faster processing for disability claims, better support during crisis situations. For someone waiting on a disability determination or a corrected payment, time matters. A decision that comes 2 months earlier could mean the difference between paying rent or falling behind. A phone call answered in minutes instead of hours can provide clarity and peace of mind. H.R. 5781 won't raise benefit amounts, but it could dramatically improve the day-to-day experience seniors have with Social Security. For many people, that alone would feel like a major upgrade. Now, while H.R. 5781 focuses on service improvements, the next bill tackles something seniors face far too often: identity theft and Social Security scams. Let's move on to H.R. 5345. H.R. 5345, Protecting Seniors from Identity Theft and Scams. Identity theft has exploded in the past few years, and seniors receiving Social Security benefits have become one of the top targets. Criminals know that older Americans rely on their monthly checks and that any disruption can cause panic. That's why scams have become more aggressive than ever. Fake emails, fake letters, fake phone calls, and even fake threats of criminal charges. H.R. 5345 directly addresses this problem. This bill would create a single point of contact at the Social Security Administration for anyone who becomes a victim of identity theft. This is important because right now, victims are often bounced from one department to another, repeating the same information over and over while the problem persists. Here's what H.R. 5345 would change. You would speak to one representative instead of multiple departments. Your case would be handled faster. Problems like misdirected payments could be resolved more quickly. Stress and confusion during the recovery process would be reduced. Seniors would get clear guidance instead of conflicting information. With scams now including fake suspension notices, forged SSA letters, and even threats of arrest, the need for a streamlined recovery system has never been greater. Many seniors fall victim to emails claiming your Social Security number will be suspended within 24 hours if you do not take immediate action. Others receive phone calls pretending to be federal agents. These scams are sophisticated, and for people who rely heavily on their benefits, the fear they cause can lead to split-second decisions that result in lost money or compromised personal information. HR 5345 won't stop the scams from happening, but it would make recovery much easier and much faster. And sometimes that is exactly what a senior needs to prevent months of financial damage. Now that we've covered the first two bills, it's time to talk about a proposal that could raise your annual COLA, something many seniors have been asking for years. The new COLA proposal, Senate Bill 359, and the switch to CPIE, approx. 380 words. Senate Bill 359 is one of the most promising Social Security proposals for seniors because it addresses an issue that has frustrated retirees for decades, the way the annual COLA is calculated. Right now, the Social Security Administration uses the CPIW, a cost of living index designed around the spending habits of workers, not retirees. It focuses heavily on transportation, fuel, and items younger workers typically spend money on. But seniors don't live like that. Older Americans spend far more on health care, prescription drugs, long-term care, and housing, categories that rise significantly faster than gasoline or commuter costs. That's where Senate Bill 359 comes in. This bill would replace CPIW with CPIE, the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, a specialized formula designed to measure the real expenses older adults face every month. If passed, this bill would give seniors higher COLA increases every year, more accurate adjustments based on medical and housing inflation, better protection against the rising cost of prescriptions, less loss of purchasing power over time. For years, seniors have complained that their COLA increases, sometimes as low as 1%, don't even begin to cover rising prices. Switching to CPIE would fix that long-term problem. Economists estimate that seniors could receive hundreds more each year under this formula, especially during times of high medical inflation. CPIE is not a new idea, but this is the most serious attempt Congress has made in years to finally adopt it. Seniors have been fighting for this change because they know the current system doesn't reflect real life. And if this bill passes, every future COLA, starting as early as 2026, could be larger and more aligned with the true cost of aging in America. Now let's move on to another bill that many families have been watching carefully, the one focused on survivors' benefits. Senate Bill 3255, increasing survivors' benefits for widows and disabled spouses. Senate Bill 3255 is a newly introduced proposal that may have one of the most meaningful impacts on widows, widowers, disabled surviving spouses, and surviving divorced spouses. These are individuals who often face some of the greatest financial struggles, especially after losing a partner or primary wage earner. Right now, survivors' benefits can be confusing, restrictive, and often too low to cover basic needs. Many widows and widowers receive significantly less income after their spouse passes away, even though their expenses, housing, utilities, medical bills, remain nearly the same. Senate Bill 3255 aims to address this problem. Although the full legislative text hasn't been released yet, here's what is known. The bill would increase survivors' benefits, especially for disabled surviving spouses. Surviving divorced spouses may also qualify for higher benefits. It is expected to fix benefit reductions that currently penalize spouses after their partner's death. The proposal may include stronger protections for low-income surviving households. For many seniors, this legislation could mean several $100s more each month. This is especially important for older Americans who were married for decades and relied heavily on their partner's income before retirement. Think about the many widows in their 70s and 80s trying to live on a single benefit check. Think about disabled surviving spouses who cannot work and are already struggling with the high cost of prescription drugs or medical equipment. For these individuals, Senate Bill 3255 could provide real relief and restore some financial dignity. While the bill is still in its earliest stage, many advocacy groups are watching closely. If Congress takes this proposal seriously, survivors across the country could finally receive the fair and compassionate benefits they deserve. Now, let's move on to one of the most exciting proposals of all, the temporary $200 monthly boost. Senate Bill 3078, the $200 monthly boost for all seniors. Senate Bill 3078, officially called the Social Security Emergency Inflation Relief Act, is the proposal that has captured the attention of millions of seniors. And for good reason, it would add $200 every month for beneficiaries between January and July of 2026. That's a total of $1,400 in additional income split across 7 months. This temporary increase would apply to Social Security retirement, Social Security disability, SSDI, SSI, veterans benefits, railroad retirement. For seniors living paycheck to paycheck, $200 a month can mean affording medications without skipping doses, covering utilities during the winter, buying fresh food instead of relying on cheap canned goods, paying down medical debt, reducing stress about running out of money mid-month. The bill is designed as a temporary relief measure to counteract the unusually high inflation seniors have faced. Over the last few years, older Americans have been hit harder than any other age group. Food prices, housing costs, Medicare premiums, and out-of-pocket medical bills have surged, often faster than COLA increases. This bill recognizes that seniors need immediate help, not just long-term solutions. If passed, the $200 monthly boost would arrive as part of your normal Social Security or VA payment automatically without requiring any application. Seniors wouldn't need to do anything except wait for the extra amount to appear. Right now, the bill is still early in the legislative process, and no further action has been taken. But many lawmakers, especially those hearing from seniors in their districts, are watching this bill closely. If enough older Americans speak up, this proposal could gain serious momentum. Next, let's talk about what seniors can do to make their voices heard. How seniors can influence these bills. Contacting Congress. Many seniors feel powerless when it comes to government decisions, but the truth is, your voice matters more than you realize, especially when lawmakers know older Americans vote in high numbers. If you support any of these proposals, contacting your elected officials is one of the most effective actions you can take. Here's how to do it. Visit congress.gov. Enter your address to see your senators and House representatives. Call their office staff members are trained to record opinions and pass them directly to the lawmakers. Send an email. A short message explaining why Social Security changes matter to you can go a long way. Mail a letter. Physical letters are taken very seriously on Capitol Hill. Share your personal story. Explaining your real-life struggles often makes a stronger impact than statistics. Most seniors don't realize this, but even a few dozen calls from constituents can push a lawmaker to support or oppose a bill. Your voice truly does count. If you want higher COLAs, stronger identity theft protections, better survivors benefits, or the $200 monthly boost, this is the moment to speak up. These bills are moving now, and what happens next depends heavily on how much lawmakers hear from people like you. Now let's finish with the final section, an important reminder about Medicare that could save seniors a lot of stress and money. Final reminder, Medicare open enrollment and why it matters. Before closing this video, there's an important reminder for all seniors. Medicare open enrollment happens only once a year, and missing the deadline can cost you money for the entire next year. Many older Americans are surprised to learn that their current plan may not cover their medications next year. Their doctor may go out of network, premiums or copays could increase. Better plans may be available at no extra cost. That's why reviewing your Medicare options each year is essential, especially for people on a fixed income. The easiest way to compare plans is through services like Chapter, which can check your prescriptions, doctors, coverage needs, and costs. Seniors have reported saving hundreds of dollars on premiums, drug costs, dental care, and vision benefits by switching during open enrollment. But the key is this. You must act before the deadline, usually December 7th. If you miss it, you may be locked into your current plan for another year, even if it no longer meets your needs. So whether you call Chapter or review your plan through Medicare.gov, make sure you don't skip this step. Healthcare is one of the biggest expenses seniors face, and choosing the right plan is one of the easiest ways to protect your finances.